Good morning, Level 7 students. I hope you all are staying safe at home and studying really well. And I want all my students open your grammar books. Today in the grammar portion, we will be doing chapter Adverbs. Okay. For that, open please page 77. Keep a rough notebook, pencil and eraser. Okay, so you might need some important points to note in your rough notebooks, and besides, please listen to my video very carefully and please use earphones. Okay, hands free for your extra clarity of voice and eyes on my screen. Okay, so today I want all my students to open page 77. We will begin with the exercise A and we will try to finish till exercise D till page 81. Okay, so now I will do a quick review. Adverbs. As you all know, like I told you, adverbs are the words which basically modify a verb and adjectives or other adverbs also. Okay, they can actually give meanings. They can define the verb. Okay, they basically modify, define or intensify the condition. They basically explain what exactly this verb is about. Where is it? How is it? These all things can be answered with the help of the adverbs. Okay. Now we will quickly go through some examples. See first example. She swims quickly. So students, swim here is the verb. What kind of swimming she does? Fast, right? So this quickly is the adverb here, which defines us what kind of swimming she does. Okay, students? So quickly modifies the verb swims here. Is that clear to you? So quick is the adjective, and when you have to use it in the adverb form, we add ly in the spellings. Okay, so it becomes quickly. Just like that, let's come to another example. Okay, here we will use the adverb in the form of an adjective. Okay, now see, she is an extremely quick swimmer. Okay, students, here you see, quick is the adjective defining the swimmer here. And what word here defines this condition? Extremely. Okay. So here students, extremely modifies the adjective here, quick. Clear? So that is how it can define some adjectives also. Now see another example. She swims extremely quickly. Students, swim is the verb here and there is one adverb used which is quickly. So this quickly is defined by this adverb extremely. Okay, like that, this adverb is defining another adverb. Clear, students? So basically adverbs do all these jobs. Okay, these words are widely used. So I hope the quick review and the topic is very clear and fun for you now, right students? So now we will go through some kinds and its position, usage, how they're used in sentences, and after going through these kinds we will quickly come to our exercise. Okay, so adverbs are having total 12 kinds. Okay, in your free time, in your weekends, you can do the research and search them on net. But in our syllabus, we'll be discussing 8 kinds. Let's start. We'll focus on the kinds and their positions together. Okay, then we will come to next topics one by one. Kinds and position of adverbs. Number 1 starts from time, manner, place, degree, affirmation and negation, interrogative, relative and frequency adverbs. An adverb of time provides more information about when a verb takes place. Adverbs of time are usually placed at the end or beginning of a sentence or before a main verb accordingly. Examples of adverbs of time: now, lately, just, recently. How can they be used in a sentence? Let's see more examples. I haven't been going to the gym lately. Recently bought a new car. Here, lately and recently give you idea about when these things are happening. You are not going to the gym nowadays, and nowadays only they bought a new car. So like that, these words are the adverbs of time that give you idea about time when something takes place. Now next one, adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner provide more information about how a verb is done. Adverbs of manner are probably the most common of all adverbs. They are easy to spot too. Most of them will end in ly. They are usually placed after intransitive verbs. For example, Aruj runs fast. In this sentence, Aruj is the proper noun and the subject. This is the verb actually, but here there is no object mentioned. Fast is defining what kind of running she does. Okay, she runs quick. So this fast is the adverb that is modifying this verb runs here. So this is the intransitive verb and object is missing. And these kinds of sentences we have termed them as intransitive. Okay, students, we have studied them. Every year we are studying. Every year you have this starting from level 3, 4, 5, 6 till onwards. You'll be studying transitive and intransitive. Okay, so in intransitive and intransitive cases both we have adverbs of manner. Okay, so now see next example. Naveed speaks softly. Naveed speaks. Speaks is another intransitive verb which is defined by this adverb softly. And what kind of adverb softly is? Adverb of manner. Okay, let's see more examples of these words. Neatly, slowly, lazily, quickly. How it can be used in a sentence? I'll show you an example. A white cat rested lazily on the sofa. Okay, what kind of rest she does? Rested is the verb. You see how it is placed, positioned after the main verb. Lazily is the adverb used here. That is our adverb of manner. Okay, now see next example. She wrote neatly. Wrote is the main verb we have and it is placed after the main verb to give the complete meaning. This is another example of intransitive verb. Okay, she wrote neatly. Okay, students, now let's come to next one. Adverbs of place illustrate where the verb is happening. It's usually placed after the main verb or object or at the end of the sentence. Examples of adverbs of place are here, there, outside, nowhere, inside, whenever. In a conversation, the kind of words which give you idea about some position, some place, then all these words are called the adverbs of place. Examples are how it can be used in a sentence. Some in the command kind of sentences, when someone gives you order, you see come here. Here is this word is pointing out some place. They want someone to come here, right? So here is this adverb of place. Go outside and water the garden. Here, which word is giving you idea where someone should go? Outside. This is the adverb of place. Okay. Now let's come to next. Adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree explain the level or intensity of a verb, adjective, or even another adverb. Example of adverbs of degree are almost, quite, extremely. Okay. I'll show you some examples in a sentence. How can they be used in a sentence? Okay. The water is extremely cold. So here extremely gives the idea about the extent, how cold it is, right? Anything related to defining the intensities, to the levels, for that we always use the adverbs of degree. Okay, next one, see. The book is quite interesting. Quite tells you a lot. Very much interesting book that is, right? Basically these kinds of adverbs are also called adverb of degree or quantity. Okay, I'll show you more examples of the words to make the concept very clear. Almost, completely, exactly, rarely, usually, wholly, they all come in this category. Okay, now coming to next, adverbs of affirmation and negation. Adverbs of affirmation and negation. Affirmation are usually the adverbs. They are also called certainty adverbs, or in our own words, for our own explanation, we can term them as confirmation. Okay, when someone uses words to make sure things, confirm some things, right? So when someone wants to assure, make sure something, how it's doing, how it's going, how the plans are and all that. And negation, for that we can say these are the negative words. These are the words where someone is denying rejection is there, okay? Negative statements, N will be used. Now let's read. Adverbs of affirmation and negation are the words which declare or emphasize that something is true or untrue. They are placed after the subject, noun, helping verb or a main verb, okay? Now see examples of affirmation: certainly, definitely, clearly. When something is definitely for sure they'll be doing, they use these words to make sure that we are planning this, we will do it, for sure they'll do it. So let's see example of a sentence. I will definitely do that project. I is the pronoun, that is the subject of the sentence. Will is the helping verb and do is the main verb. Now you see, students, how they're positioned. They're positioned between the helping verb and the main verb, okay? Come to next example. Example of negation. The words are never, not, no longer. Like that, the words are used when someone don't want something to happen. For these, we use these kinds of adverbs. Negation adverbs, okay? I'll show you more examples. I will never do that project. You see never here. Same way it is placed. Positioning is same, and never means you never have plans to do something. Okay. Next, interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are used to ask simple questions. Examples are how, when, why, where. They are generally positioned in the beginning of the sentence. When you want to ask a question from someone, our preference is to place them in the start, very start. Okay. Where has mom gone? Question mark. How has she gone? Question mark. So these are the interrogative adverbs. Okay. They are placed in the beginning of the sentence, and make sure your sentence is ending with a question mark. Okay, students. Now let's come to next one. Relative adverbs. Relative adverbs are used to connect, relate, or refer back to the noun, pronoun, antecedent, or subject of sentence. They can be placed after the noun or object in a sentence. Okay, antecedent is actually when in a sentence they're talking about a name of person they are talking about. So that name is called proper noun. Okay, students, we all know that they are the proper nouns, but in the coming up lines we will not be repeating this name every time. For that we'll be using some pronoun. For example, Sarah is my friend, Sarah lives here, Sarah moved here, they shifted and all. Instead of repeating Sarah again and again, we will be using she or her, right, students? So she and her is the antecedent of that proper noun, okay? And also he, she, her, him, her, they all are called the pronouns, okay? Or subject of a sentence. They can be placed after the noun or object in a sentence. Now, relative adverbs, these adverbs are, they sound like the interrogative adverbs, like they are the questioning words, but they don't really ask the question. Okay, they don't ask any information. What they do, they just are placed in a sentence to remind someone of some event. Okay, like something they are doing, they want to remind it. You remember that day when we met, when we went there. I know a girl whose father is a doctor. So who's here? Like that, these are the relative adverbs. Let's see more examples, students. This is the restaurant where I have my dinner. So here where is the relative adverb. You see how it is positioned? And students, this where is not asking any question, right? Someone is reminding where I have my dinner. This is the place. Okay. I remember the day when we first met. And this when is again used to remind. Okay. Now see the next example. Next kind we have is adverbs of frequency. Adverb of frequency explain how often the verb occurs. They are often placed directly before the main verb or of a sentence. Examples of adverbs of frequency are never, always, rarely. I rarely eat fast food these days. So here rarely, students, is the adverb of frequency. Okay. So you students see how it is placed. It is placed before the verb. Eat is the verb here and it is positioned before the verb. Okay. Next one. I always go to bed before 11 p.m. You see, go is the verb here and it is placed before the verb. Okay, students. Now I want all my students to open your grammar books the intro is done with signs and positions and all. Let's come to page 78. I want all of you to open 88 and start with exercise A. Let's read out the question. Okay, the one you see, the line in the maroon line is the question in your books, and it is asking you to put a tick on the correct options. So students, I have just underlined them, okay, because here I cannot put tick on the correct options. I want my students to put a tick on top of the correct option, and from these sentences we will underlining the adverb. Whatever the kind of adverb we underline, we pick or we choose, so same kind we will be putting a tick in the brackets also. Okay, so in the blue color you see these are the adverbs that I have chosen. So let's start doing. Pencils should be in your hands. Okay, number 1 says, Lucky could hardly believe his luck when he found the treasure. Bracket says degree, manner. Lucky is the person. Could hardly believe. Hardly defines he was unable to believe that something really happened. Some good thing happens, some people find it hard to believe, right? So this hardly is actually the adverb. And what kind of adverb it is? Adverb of manner. So I want my students to underline hardly and put tick on top of manner. Put a tick on top of the option here, okay? Not below or somewhere else. Your tick should be exactly, accurately on top of the correct option, okay? Now let's come to number 2. Have you seen Amber anywhere? Bracket says interrogative place. So this question, you see students, what they're asking about a place. Where have you seen her? Or you have seen or you haven't. Whatever the case is, anywhere is the adverb of place. Yes, you will underline anywhere and put tick on top of place. Okay, come to number 3. Neelu will certainly reach the station before the train arrives. Bracket says affirmation, manner. The certainly is giving you accuracy that this is for sure going to happen. Train will reach on time. Okay, Neelu, this person will reach on time before the train comes. So certainly is that adverb which gives you confirmation. Okay, so you will underline certainly here and put tick on top of affirmation. Okay. Number 4, Daria worked hard in order to do well in the competition. Bracket says manner, time. So you see, worked hard. What kind of work she did? She has put a lot of effort. So this hard we will underline. This is the one adverb, and we have another adverb here in the sentence. They have used 2 adverbs. We have to pick out both adverbs and we will underline. Both belong to the same kind. Okay, students, you will underline well also. Do well. What do is defined by this adverb well here. Okay, students, underline hard, underline well, and both of them belong to adverbs of manner. You will underline, you will put tick on top of this option, adverb of manner. Okay, students. Now let's come to number 5. Shohan will soon leave for Karachi. Bracket says manner, time. So soon gives you idea about time. They are about to leave. Okay, so you will underline soon here and put tick on top of the correct option, which is time. Okay, number 6 says I am fully prepared for the cold. Fully prepared. Fully is the adverb that is telling you that they're fully prepared. Preparation is done 100%. Okay, and the options are degree, manner. So students, I told you, with whatever the words that give you idea about words, idea about intensity of things are called the adverbs of degree or quantity. Since the word is fully tells you about the same thing. So students, underline fully and put a tick on top of degree. Okay, now let's come to number 7. Your teacher will tell you when the projects are due. When the projects are due. The students, underline when and put a tick on top of relative. Okay. Number 8. The warriors fought bravely for the glory of their motherland. Warriors are the fighters. Okay. Fought is the second form of fight when it is mentioned in the past tense. past participle, it becomes fought. First form is fight. So bravely is the adverb that is defining this verb. Now students, how it is placed? Besides doing this exercise, I want my students to focus also how they are used in a sentence. It is just used after the main verb. Okay, you see students, fought bravely. Bravely is defining what kind of fight was that. So bravely is the adverb, you will underline, and in the brackets you will put tick on top of this option, adverb of manner. Okay, number 9. Naveed is seldom late for class, bracket says manner, time. Now you see which adverb is telling you about time? Late. You will underline late and put a tick on top of this option, time. Seldom means often. Okay. Number 10. When I met Sumaya, she was in a hurry. You see students, is it interrogative? Is it asking some question? Do you see question mark here? No, this is just to remind, to point out at some event. So underline when here, and what kind of adverb this one is? Yes, your guess is right. This is adverb, relative adverb. Okay, put a tick on top of relative and underline when. Okay, number 11. I have left my keys somewhere. So which word here gives you idea about time or place? Place. Somewhere gives you idea about some place they're talking about. So you will underline somewhere and put a tick on top of place. Number 12. Hamid has shifted into this neighborhood recently. So which word gives you idea about degree or time? Recently tells you about time. Now, just nowadays. So students, underline recently and put a tick on time. Okay. Now let's come to number 12. Hamid has shifted into this neighborhood recently. Recently you will underline and you will put a tick on top of time. This is how you will do. 13. How did these buffaloes get into the school? Bracket says interrogative place. So you see some information someone is asking. Probably the gates were opened somehow and the buffaloes got into the school. They might wanted to study also, huh? Fun. Just kidding. So actually this is the interrogative. They're asking a question. You see question mark is there, and students, we will underline how here, and interrogative or place? Yes, this is interrogative. Put a tick on interrogative. Now let's come to number 14. You are absolutely right about Rizvi's character. The option says degree, time. So students, absolutely gives you idea about intensity, right? Like you're 100% right. So students, we will underline absolutely here and put a tick on top of degree. Okay, now let's come to number 15. I always see Arthur in the park. Options are place, time. So where do you see them? See this person in the park. Park is the adverb of place. Underline park and put a tick on top of place. Okay. Now let's come to number 16. Could you tell me where I should submit this form? Bracket says affirmation interrogative. See, they're asking some information and it's ending with a question mark. They want to ask where they should submit, some place they want to know. So this is interrogative. Okay, underline where and put a tick on top of this option, interrogative. Clear students? Now number 17. The boys have fared well in the examination. Bracket says affirmation and manner. Now students, fare well is a group of words. We call them adverbial phrase. Some adverbs, they are used in phrases in more words, more than 1, 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes. So here farewell actually means when someone is going for good, when the students finish their courses and syllabus in the classes, they finish off with their degrees and the next day they celebrate in the school with a party. That is called farewell. Okay, and that farewell, there is another fair. There are actually pair of words. One fair is having spellings like F-A-I-R. That fair means nice. Okay, and another fair, F-A-R-E, means dues, taxes, the payments. Okay, so in both the ways, farewell, I told you farewell. So here this well means is the adverb used, a better one, right students? So we will underline well here, and well is the adverb of manner. So fared well in the examination, it also means like they did well. Okay, like the dues are updated well or the farewell has been done like they're about to leave. Okay, so you will underline well and put a tick on top of this option, manner. Number 18, Rassam's stories are not true. Students, you see where is the adverb? No, options are degree, negation. Yes, this not is the adverb of negation. You will underline not and put a tick on top of negation, negative one. Okay. Number 19. Rahil is utterly confused about the matter. Bracket says affirmation degree. Utterly gives you idea. Is very much confused. Too much confused. Okay. Intensity. So you will underline utterly, and utterly is the adverb of degree. You will put a tick on top of degree. Okay, students. Now let's come to number 22. 20. Yusra wants to know why her answer is wrong. Bracket says relative and degree. Why is the relative? Okay. So you will underline why here and put a tick on top of this option, relative. Okay, students, so we are done with this one. I hope that was easy, you find it fun and clear to you all. Now next topic we have on page 78. Okay, students, as we are done with exercise A. After that, next topic we have is forming adverbs. Okay, on page number 78. How do we form adverbs? All of them are basically the adjectives. Okay, and all these adjectives we transform them into adverbs. How? By adding ly in their spellings. Like that we can transform adjectives into adverbs. See, here 3 examples are given. We will quickly go through them. Okay, first see example. Someone quick is an adjective. How do you make it an adverb? By adding ly in the spellings. Okay, so quick will become quickly. So students, you all know quickly is what kind of adverb? Cheaply, slowly, all of them. Yeah, these all are the adverbs of manner. Okay, so see, cheap, quick, slow. These are the adjectives. And how we transform them into ly, into adverbs? You see in the spellings in pink color. We highlighted it into pink color so you can easily see how these are formed. Okay, that is how we form the adverbs. Most of the cases like that adverbs are formed. Okay, that is the rule number 1. So here we will be going through 4 rules. Okay, generally. Okay, now come to rule number 2. Rule number 2 states that if the kind of adjective we are having and then we have to convert them into an adverb form, so these are, if the adjectives are ending with y, so what we will do? We will remove this y, okay, and we will add ILY. Okay, students, for example, see, easy is one adjective. We want to make it an adverb. So this y, we will instead put ILY. So it will become easily. Okay, students, just like that. See the next example, angry. You see it is ending with y. So we will replace this y with ILY. It will become angrily. Okay, just like that. See the next example. Here also it is ending with y. So we will add ILY. It will become happily. Just like that. Lucky, luckily. Clear? Like that, we can transform the adjectives, those which are ending with y, we can transform them into adverbs by replacing this y with ILY. Okay, that was our rule number 2. Now we will refer to our rule number 3. Okay, students. Now rule number 3 states that if the adjectives, kind of adjectives that we are having somewhere, in any case, you can be facing any kind of adjective. If the adjective is ending with able, ible or simply le, then what do we do? See, notice, did you notice all of them are basically ending with e? So we will remove this e and put y instead. Okay, like that it will automatically change into an adverb. Okay, now let's read the example. Probable, you take off this e, put y, so it will become probably. Just like that, terrible. Terrible is ending with E. Okay, so we will remove this E and add Y. Okay, so it will become terribly. Just like that. See the next example, students. Gentle. Gentle ends with E. So this E we will replace with Y. It will become gently. Like that, these adjectives can be transformed into adverbs. Easy? Now, let's come to example number 4. Okay, here our rule number 4 states that some other kinds of adjectives are there also which are ending with IC. Did you notice, students? All these examples, the adjectives are ending with IC. So what do we do the ones with having IC in the spellings at their end? We will add ALLY. Okay, so this basic will become basically. Okay, students, just like that. Tragic, tragic will become tragically. Economic, economic will become economically if you add ALLY in their spellings. Okay, so we basically treat the adjectives in this way. What kind of adjectives? The ones which are ending with IC. But there is an exception for one adjective. Which adjective which is ending with IC and we do not add ALLY? That is public. Okay, we do not say publicly. It will become wrong. What do we say? We simply add ly in it. We do not add ALLY. Okay, we just add ly, so it becomes publicly, not publicly. Otherwise, it will be wrong formation. Clear, students? So now there is another important note. Let's quickly go through that also. Some adverbs have the same form as the adjective. What adjectives? Some adjectives, they remain same in both the forms, in the adjective form and in adverb form also. Okay, students, just like these: early, fast, hard, high, late, near, straight, and wrong. In these kinds, what do we do? In both the ways, they remain same, in adjective form also and in adverb form also. So these kind of words, sometimes from them they are correct, but sometimes they are also formed in the adverb form by adding ly in it. But what happens? In some cases, the meanings change, meanings reverse. Okay, now then in that case, in such situations, what do we do? The usage in a sentence is altered. It can be used differently in a sentence for different meanings. Okay, students, after that we will practice such exercise where they will be used in different places too, so the meanings will be altered as well. Okay, students, now we will come to exercise B. Exercise B. Okay, students, I will read the question for you. Question from the book says, fill in the blanks with adverbs formed from the adjectives in brackets. Okay, number 1. The gardener shouted dash at the children for plucking flowers, and the bracket says loud. So you see, students, the blue color is used for your blanks. Okay, whatever we have to write in the blanks, whatever is given in the brackets, we have to change it into the adverb form. Okay, we have to form it in the adverb and then put it in the blanks. So loud will become loudly. This is the adverb of manner. Okay, students, and also I want my students to focus on positions also. Shouted is the verb, it is placed after the verb. Number 2, Hina recited the poem dash in class, bracket says beautiful. How will you make it an adverb? By adding ly in the spellings. It will become beautifully. So students, focus here, double L. Okay, I will repeat again. Hina recited the poem, bracket in the blank you will write beautifully. Okay, beautifully in class. Number 3, all the children were dash playing in the park, bracket says happy. So this happy, you have to make it in the adverb form and it is ending with y. Y means you will add ILY here. Okay, so it will become all the children were happily playing in the park. Okay, students, happily, see the spellings. Number 4, Kishwar cheerfully agreed to perform the task, bracket says cheerful. ending with L. When some adjective is ending with L, how do we make it an adverb? By adding double ly. So it will become cheerfully. He should cheerfully agree to perform the task. Okay. Now let's come to number 5. Rihanna drives a car dash bracket says skillful ending with single L. So we will add double ly. Okay, it will become an adverb. So let's read it again. Rihanna drives a car skillfully. Okay, students. Skillfully means nicely, in a very good way. She has practiced it so well. Okay. Number 6. Saba's reply is dash correct. Bracket says absolute. So students, absolute is the adjective. How will we make it an adverb? By adding ly. So it will become absolutely. Okay. So you will write absolutely in our blanks. Pay attention to the spellings. And let's read the whole sentence again. Saba's reply is absolutely correct. Okay. Number 7. Tanya stood dash by her friend. Bracket says loyal. Okay. The students, loyal is the adjective, and how will you make it an adverb? By adding ly. So double ly. It will become loyally. Okay. Let's read it all again. Tanya stood loyally by her friend. Okay. Number 8. Dash no one was injured in the accident. Bracket says lucky. So lucky is one kind of adverb, and we have to make it another kind. Okay, this lucky is not the adverb, it's actually an adjective here. Okay, so we have to make it an adverb. So it will become the ending with y, it will be changed into ily. Okay, so it will become luckily. Let's read it all again. In the blank we will write luckily. Luckily no one was injured in the accident. Clear? Coming to number 9. Dash you did not hear what the teacher said. Bracket says probable. We have to make it an adverb. We will put y. Replace this e with y. It will become probably you did not hear what the teacher said. So probably means chances are, the possibility is you did not hear. That's why you couldn't understand certain topic. So probably, that is how we write. Okay, number 10. Chaveria has worked dash this year. Hard is one adjective, and we can make the adverb in the same way. The forms remain same. So we will put hard here. Chaveria has worked hard this year. Okay, what kind of work she did? Hard work. So this verb is defined by this adverb here. Okay. Okay, students. So this is also placed after the verb. So focus on the positions also. That is a very important topic that will be coming. Next one will be doing that also. So students, you see this verb is defined by this adverb here. Okay. Now let's come to next. Number 11. I can dash answer these questions. Bracket says easy. Easy is the one adjective. We have to make it an adverb. It is ending with y. Y will be replaced with ily. So it will become easily. Let's read it all again. I can easily answer these questions. Okay, bracket says, in the blank we will write easily. Okay, number 12. How dash can a modern aeroplane fly? Bracket says fast. Fast is the kind of adjective, and the adverb form, both the forms, it remains same. Okay, so it will become how fast can a modern aeroplane fly? In our blanks we will write fast. Okay, number 13. Many people have dash donated money for the flood victims. Bracket says generous. Generous is the one adjective. How do we make it in adverb form? By adding ly, it will become generously. Many people have generously donated money for the flood victims. Generously. Okay, students, focus on the spellings. Number 14. Our dog acts dash whenever he sees the postman. Bracket says strange. Strange is one adjective. So, how do we make it an adverb? By adding ly to its spellings. Okay. So it will become strangely. Strangely. See the spelling, students? With e, we will add ly simply. Okay. And see, it is placed after this verb act. Okay. Now come to number 15. Even dash gifted athletes must spend a lot of time in the practice. Bracket says natural. Natural is the word at one adjective. So we have to make it an adverb. We will add ly. It will become even naturally gifted athletes must spend a lot of time in practice. So naturally is the answer. Okay students, we are done with this topic. After exercise B, next we will do exercise C on page 79. So in exercise C students, I see like I explained you before also, here we'll be working with adverbs. Okay, the two kind of adverbs are, one kind is the one where the adjective form and in adverb form where we use both the forms in the same way. We do not add ly in this spelling. So one of the example was hard, fast. Okay, so you see, like I told you, we do add in the adverb form, we do add ly also, but in that case the meanings are different. So in this exercise we will be dealing with such kind of adverbs. Okay, so accordingly we will place them in our sentences and meanings change. So you have to be very attentive in order to learn. Okay, so now see this, there are some examples of sentences given here in my slide, so students focus. Okay, the sentences in red color are the example of sentences, the example in which we have used some adverbs. Okay, some adverbs where one of the form remains same, and in other kinds where we have added ly. Okay, in both the kinds, they are basically, both of them are the adverbs, but the meanings are changed. Okay, so in blue color, you see the brackets, we have given you the meaning so that it will be very clear for you how it is used in a sentence and how it is changing the meanings. Okay, and in green color, underlined words are our adverbs. Okay, it's so fun to know. Okay, let's begin with our first example. Okay, first example says he worked very hard. Here students, hard is the word basically which means something very solid or rigid, but it's not that hard. Okay, here this hard means when someone puts a lot of effort, we call it diligently. Diligently, when someone works really hard. Okay, he worked very hard. Work is the verb here. Okay, so this work is the verb here which is defined by two adverbs. Okay, one adverb is very, another adverb is hard. So this hard is defined by this adverb. This is modified with this another adverb which is very, which is basically modifying or intensifying the condition. Okay students, worked very hard, someone has put lot of effort. Clear? This is one adverb. Okay, in another form, when you add ly in the spellings, it will become hardly. So students, this hardly is used differently. Okay, if someone says she can hardly write, he hardly does his homework. Hardly means barely, very less, few times, not all the time. Okay, so in the blue it's written scarcely. Scarcely means very less. So here he hardly works means he works very less. Clear students? So hardly is in green color and underlined also, so you can know the meanings and difference. Okay, now let's come to our next example. She arrived late to school. So you see, arrive is our verb here and late is defined by here. This late is defining this verb. Clear students? And this late, we all know what is the meaning for this late, which means not on time. Okay, not punctual. So in the next example, we will use its another adverb form which is having ly in its spellings. So it becomes lately. Now this lately actually doesn't mean not on time. What it means? It means recently, means nowadays. Okay students, so it will become I haven't seen him lately. And you all know what are the meanings for this lately? Recently. Clear? Now let's focus on our next example. Next example is of fast. Fast is our adverb, and in adjective form also it remains same. Okay. So students, we will focus how it is used in a different way where the meanings are changed in a sentence. Okay. Now you see, he runs very fast. Runs is the one verb we are having here. Okay. And this run is defined this fast. This is our one adverb. Okay. And this very is also defining what kind of, like in speed, in fast speed, like quickly. Okay, so here it means swiftly. Swiftly means without wasting any time, like quick, like really fast, with a lot of speed. Okay, so this fast is defined by this adverb here, very. Okay, so basically we want to focus on the meanings of fast here. Now let's see the next example, how it can be used in another way where the meanings will be changed. Let's focus on the example. The baby is fast asleep. Now students, this fast here means sleeping deeply, gone into the deep sleep. Here fast asleep is defining here this kind of asleep here, sleeping deeply. Okay, asleep is our one kind of verb. Okay, so which is defined by this adverb. Let's come to our next example. Laila always sits near the teacher. So near is underlined here, which is one adverb. Sits is our verb, which is defined by this adverb, and the meanings for this near, it's written in blue, which means close. Okay, she sits close to the teacher. Near here means close by. Okay students, now we'll come to our next example by another kind of adverb. By adding ly, it will become nearly. Okay, and we will see what nearly means in our this example. The play is nearly over. Nearly is underlined. Nearly is our one adverb, which means almost or about to. The play is about to finish. Now, did you understand how the adverbs of two kinds or many kinds can be used in different sentences at different places, which means their real meanings totally change. So we have to be very attentive and careful while solving exercise C. Here I have written a special note for you. Okay, the note says you have to focus on the blue boxes in our books, and all the examples, solved examples, whatever is given in the explanation, they can come in test and exams also. Okay, now exercise C says tick the adverb that will complete the sentence. You have to make a tick. Okay, so in my here in the lecture here, you see I have made them in blue color and I have underlined them, the correct answers. I want my students to put a tick on top of the correct option. Okay, whatever the question is asking you to do, do that. If it is asking you to make a tick, you have to make a tick on top of the option. On top of the option. Okay, not below, not bottom, not on sides. It will become wrong. You just have to make a tick on top of the exact answer. If it is asking you to underline, you have to underline. If it is asking you to circle it, then circle it. And if it is a tick, then make a tick. Okay, now let's read number 1. The surface is very, options are hard, hardly, and cannot be scratched. Here, hardly won't come. Hardly means barely, very less, which is wrong one. It can't be like that. It can't be used in a sentence like this. So surface is hard means the surface is very solid, metal, rigid. Okay, so we will put tick on top of hard, so it cannot be damaged or scratched. Clear? You will put tick on top of hard. Number 2, don't drive, so options are fastly, fast. Fastly is the wrong one. It can't be placed here. It should be defining some verb. Okay, so fast is the right kind of adverb which can define this drive here. Okay, don't drive so fast, so students put a tick on top of fast. Number 3, Amjad reached Suhail first or firstly? Yes, Amjad reached Suhail first. So you will put a tick on top of first. Okay, students. Firstly is the wrong adverb. It can't come here, like this. So students, in your books, number 3 is actually mentioned in the wrong way. I want you all to correct it. Correct the arrangement of the question. Question says, Amjad reached the Suhail firstly. So students, cancel this the. Sentence will become wrong. Okay. We want our sentences to mean sound correctly. Okay. To mean correct also. Ajmal reached Suhail first. This is the right form. Okay. Now come to number 4. The girl was too very shy to be an air hostess. So here students, you see too is mentioned, and with the very also, very is the wrong form. Very does not come with shy. So 2 is the correct form, defining the intensity. 2. So you will put a tick on top of 2. Okay, let's read it. It will become, the girl was too shy to be an air hostess. Okay, shy means not very confident. She was not very confident or bold. She was blushing or ashamed, like that. Let's come to number 5. The children here hardly have any time to relax. Hard cannot come here, it is wrong option. So it will be, the children hardly have any time to relax. Hardly is the correct form of adjective defining this time to relax. Okay, hardly means they barely get any time. They don't get time. They get very less time actually. So hardly is the correct form. So you will put tick on top of this option, hardly. Okay, let's read the whole sentence. Whole sentence will become, the children hardly have any time to relax. Now let's come to number 6. Mr. Ghani hasn't been keeping too well lately. So here students, what is the correct form? The correct form used here will be lately. Okay, late doesn't come here. Late will be the wrong kind. So we will put a tick on top of this option, lately. I will read the whole line again. Whole line will become, Mr. Ghani hasn't been keeping too well lately. Okay. Done students? Is this clear? Okay. Number 7. I will read number 7. Shakila held my hand tightly. So students, which option should come here? Options are, Shakila held my hand tightly. So here, held my hand tightly. The grip was tight. Okay, but here it should be tightly. Adverb is defining. Okay, so it should be, Shakila held my hand tightly. What kind of hold was that? Yes, she did it tightly. Tightly is the correct form. You will put a tick on top of this one. Tightly. Number 8. They had nearly reached school when the car broke down. It should be nearly. They had nearly reached school when the car broke down. Nearly means very close. Okay, so you will put tick on top of nearly. Number 9 says, Amjad will sure help you if you ask. Amjad will surely help. So you will put tick on top of surely. Okay. Number 10. The patient is much very better today. So students, with much you do not say very. Okay. Very is a wrong one. Much is the correct form. It will become, the patient is much better today. So you will put tick on top of much. Okay. Hope this exercise is very clear to you and you found it easy. Now let's come to next topic. Exercise D. The topic is position of adverbs. Exercise D is on page 81. Okay, let's read the question. Question says, rewrite these sentences by inserting the words in brackets in the correct places. Okay, so question says, rewrite these sentences by inserting the words. So in the brackets they have given us some kinds of adverbs, and in these sentences we have to put in their correct order. Okay, let's read the question. Number 1, the world's oil reserves are used up. So students, can you tell me what is the verb here? Used. Okay. R is the
helping verb. Okay, so we will prefer putting this adverb in between the helping verb and the main verb. So it will become, the world's all reserves are almost used up. You see the answers are written in the blue ink, in the blue color. So you can write them in the pencils in your grammar books. If you make any mistake, it's easy to erase and correct it. Okay, so recheck all your answers with me and do it with me while you listen. Okay, don't do it before without even listening. Number 2, the teacher praised the students for their performance. Bracket says warmly. What kind of praise was that? A warm one, okay? So, that praise is for the students, right? Students is the object. So, we will be putting this warmly with the students. So, it will become, the teacher praised the students warmly for their performance. Okay, for is the helping verb. So, we will put it in between the object and the helping verb. Okay. I will repeat, the answer will become, the teacher praised the students warmly for their performance. Okay, now let's come to number 3. Wajiha spoke at the conference confidently. Bracket says confidently. So students, what is the verb we have here? Spoke is the verb. So it should be put after this verb here. Okay. So it will become, Wajiha spoke confidently at the conference. This adverb here is defining, modifying this verb here. So it should be placed after this verb. Okay. So I will repeat. The answer will become, Wajiha spoke confidently at the conference. Okay. Now let's come to number 4. I am grateful to my fans for their support. Bracket says always. Okay. So students, where is the helping verb here? Helping verb is am. Okay. So it should be placed after the helping verb here. So it will become, I am always grateful to my fans for their support. Clear? I will repeat again. I am always grateful to my fans for their support. Now, next, number 5. Why is there so much dust everywhere? So this everywhere is the adverb of place. Only putting it at the end of the sentence. We don't want to change the emphasis. Okay. So it will become, and this is also interrogative. See, they're asking questions. So it will become, why is there so much dust everywhere? Question mark. Clear? Number 6. There has been a great change in Anjum. Bracket says lately. So students, this will another adverb of time. Okay. So it will become, there has been a great change in Anjum lately. It will be placed at the end because lately is defining Anjum. Okay, so it will be placed after Anjum. Number 7. Omar speaks rudely to his friends. Bracket says never. The students, here speaks is the verb. Okay, so it will be placed before this verb. It will become, Omar never speaks rudely to his friends. Students, never is what kind of adverb? Yes, your guess is right. Never is the adverb of negation. And I told you it is placed before the main verb. Okay. Number 8. Eating is always enjoyable and bracket says outdoors. Okay. Outdoor is the adverb of place. So students, eating can be done where? This adverb should be defining this main verb here, eating. Okay. And is the helping verb. So it should be placed in between the main verb and the auxiliary verb. So it will become, eating outdoors is always enjoyable. Clear? I will repeat. Eating outdoors is always enjoyable. Okay. Number 9. I am well acquainted with Gabul's family. Bracket says quite. So students, this is one adverb which is defining another adverb in this example. So in this question, not example, well is another adverb. Okay. So this adverb should be modifying this adverb, right? So it should be close to it. So we will write it like this. I am quite well acquainted with the Gabbles family. Acquainted means you get to know them. You very well, you know them very well, right? So clear? I will repeat the answer one more time. I am quite well acquainted with Gabul's family. Number 10. Ariba is waiting for her exam results. Bracket says anxious. Okay. Ariba is waiting for her exam results. Anxious. Anxious is the adjective. We have to make it in the proper adverb form. So it will become anxiously. You will add ly in it. Okay, students. So waiting is the verb. Okay, waiting is the verb, and this adverb here should be defining this verb waiting. So it will become Ariba is waiting anxiously for her exam results. Anxiously means impatiently. She can't wait any further. She just wants a result fast. Okay, she wants a result to be declared, a result to be out. Number 11. Throw away plastic bags will stay in the soil forever. So students, forever is the adverb of time. So it should remain at the end. Okay, we don't want to change the emphasis the whole sentence. So it will become throw away plastic bags will stay in the soil forever. Okay, 12. We should wait a while before we decide what to do. Bracket says perhaps. Okay, so students, perhaps means preferably what they should do, because like that in that term perhaps we use. So perhaps we should wait a while before we decide what to do. Perhaps can be placed in the beginning of the sentence. Perhaps is one adverb. Perhaps is used like maybe we should do this. When you want to suggest someone, then we say perhaps.
So students, now we will do a quick review. Okay, what do we studied in this lecture? We studied following topics we studied. Okay, first we started with adverbs, its meaning, definition, and also its kinds. Okay, after studying its kinds with example and usage in sentences, we studied positions also. Okay, how they are used in our sentence and according to the kind where each kind is placed preferably. Okay, we studied the positions. After that, the next thing we studied was our formation of adverbs. So students, how the adverbs are formed, I'll do a quick review in a second. For example, if one word, one adjective which is quick. So how do you make it in the adverb form? By simply adding ly in it. Like that, adverbs can be formed. And next topic that we did in this lecture was the usage and meanings in our sentences. Okay, the way we place the adverb in our sentences, any kind of adverb, the one with ly or without ly, the meanings are changed, and accordingly how do we use them? It should be in a correct order and according to the correct meanings also. Okay students, after that the next exercise we did according to our topics is the position of adverbs. I hope you had fun and you understood all. So students, now I will see you in our next lecture. Okay, which the next topic starts from page 81, degrees of comparison. Okay, I'll do a quick explanation and then I will see you in next lecture, exercise E. Take care, see you then. Okay.